Thank you very much. The statement which has been read is a representation of the facts as it happened yesterday. I am here to just emphasize 2 or 3 things. One is to thank the police officers who helped us get information. As you may have followed yesterday, most of you in the media and Kenyans, most of the, immediately Mr. Itumbi was abducted. The abductors used their agency in social media. Some are lawyers, some are professionals who pride themselves that they are journalists, and among others, to spread misinformation as to the whereabouts of Mr. Itumbi. As a result, the abductors got time to go around the city, different places, torturing Mr. Itumbi. Luckily, we have Kenyans in the police service who are still patriotic, who gave us information that even at the point in which they were telling us, we thought it was not true, but ended up being true. That one, Mr. Itumbi was not in any police station, and 2, that his life was in danger if Kenyans of goodwill were not going to make the necessary noise. Luckily also, the information leaked to the torture squad that there was already a hue and cry, but that's not even the only reason, that there are some people in the police service who are willing to reveal the identity of the police officers had they killed Mr. Itumbi. I speak with a lot of conviction because I lost an officer in my office 2 years ago who was abducted in the same manner during the day by the same type of police officers and was found killed within 24 hours. As a friend of Dennis Itumbi, I was in great fear last night. I was actually just praying that Dennis Itumbi be found. And because of those police officers who are willing to reveal the identity of their colleagues and who are willing to tell us what was going on, and we want to thank them profusely, and we are eternally grateful. And when time comes, those are the men and women of this country that we believe should be rewarded for good service, for still being good people, despite the fact that their seniors would like to misuse them. Number 2, I'd like to also thank Kenyans of goodwill in their numbers, both who support the Hustler Nation and those who are our political competitors, who on social media condemned what happened to Dennis Itumbi. I know for sure that a few of them were being used to sanitize what's happening, but many Kenyans on both sides of the political divide stood firm, and I've seen them, I've seen their statements, and they have said in one voice that torture, forced disappearance, all these kind of political machinations that are being used at the moment is not supposed to be happening in the Kenya of 21st century. And I want to thank Kenyans on both sides of the political divide. To the few who are still working with the hit squad and the team that is basically fighting people who have a different political opinion, this is the message I have for them. First, that it doesn't serve any group. Anything that was wrong yesterday is wrong today. I know a few friends who are a bit excited because they have got an opportunity to work with this administration, and they feel like they have forgotten what happened to Misando, Baby Pendo, they have forgotten what happened to Robert Ruko, and suddenly now they are the greatest cheerleaders for torture, for harassment, for political machinations that are taking place now. I want to tell them that please, they should come back to their senses and realize that whatever is wrong today is wrong tomorrow, was wrong yesterday, and we must build a country that is respecting rule of law. The third and final thing is that we want to tell the IG that he has the constitutional responsibility over the officers and the team that has been formed to torture political opponents of those who are currently pretending to be in power. And IG Mutyambai's term is coming to an end before even ours comes to an end, and which is before August next year. So I want to remind him that if he wants to have a good retirement, together with Matiang'i and Kibicho, and I want to tell Matiang'i and Kibicho, even the people you are trying to support to become president of Kenya, if they were to become the president of Kenya, they were the first ones to torture you. So just remember that you will be out of office in August 2022. It doesn't matter who wins elections. And remember that if the same things you are doing is going to be applied on you, you will suffer more than Dennis Itumbi. And therefore, they must stop the hit squad because it's still existing, still there for intimidation. The last thing I want to say is that KRA Director General and the military for this country must not accept to come and play political games on people of Kenya, because Mr. Itumbi was being asked about some questions regarding an officer, as we've written in this statement, working with KRA, why he exposed the team that is working with KRA to punish people who support the DP William Ruto and the Hustler Nation and take them to court. These are things that we are saying, they are not good today, they were not good yesterday, they are not good tomorrow. And it's important for public officers to know, and for avoidance of doubt, Mr. Kibicho, Mr. Mutyambai, Mr. Mushemi, yeah, and Mr. Kinoti, and all these other Kenyans who are being misused today, that when President Uhuru Kenyatta goes home on September 9, on August 9, 2022, you will be left alone to answer questions before competent court of law. The last thing is that we have agreed we are going to write to the Special Rapporteur of the United Nations on torture, on the situations, forced disappearance, torture, and political persecution that is going on in the country. And we believe that the international community must concern itself with what's happening in Kenya, because what is unjust here is unjust all over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just had two things, and first, received greetings from Dennis Itumbi. I was with him until 4:30 a.m. this morning, and he asked me if I get an opportunity to relay Kenyans of goodwill and wish them a Merry Christmas, as much as he'll be spending his in hospital, but he's thankful that at least he is alive, further from the machinations and the plans of those who planned to assassinate him the night preceding today. He also asked me to tell Kenyans that his spirit is unbroken and the Hustler Nation remains as strong as it was before his abduction. And to his abductors, he prays for them, he wishes them well, and prays for their salvation, but has a message to them that if they thought they are breaking him, or if they thought they will stop him from doing what he does best, then they're in for a very rude shock. He's unbroken and he will not stop what he does. He will continue to do what he does best. Two, we have seen the statement by the police spokesman. And ours is a very simple message to IG Mutyambai and his boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta is the commander-in-chief of all our defense forces and armed forces, including the police force. And he's the one person who has sworn with a Bible in his right hand to protect the lives and property of Kenyans. We want to tell President Uhuru Kenyatta, it is not just the life of Dennis Itumbi. The lives of Kenyans. If any Kenyan falls to this criminal hit squad, operating within the police, illegally operating within the police force, under Mutyambai, the blood of such a Kenyan will be squarely on the hands of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And therefore, he has a greater responsibility, more than any other Kenyan, more than Mutyambai, more than Kibicho, more than Matiang'i, more than those other officers. He is the appointing authority of all these officers, including the cabinet secretaries. And therefore, the buck stops at the desk of President Uhuru Kenyatta to see to it that any criminal hate squads that have been formed within the state are quashed and brought to an end. We want our president, because we elected him on a platform of respecting human rights, respecting and upholding the lives of Kenyans, to live through the oath of office that he took, that he will respect and he will protect not just the Constitution, but the lives of Kenyans, including Dennis Itumbi. Lastly, let me also take this opportunity to thank the very patriotic officers, because as Honorable MURKOMEN has said, very many patriotic officers offered us information yesterday and told us to continue piling pressure, and we must thank the media, the mainstream media. We thank the media because all our mainstream media stations carried the news of the disappearance of Dennis Itumbi last night at 9 p.m. and that is what saved, together with the pressure on social media, that is what saved Dennis Itumbi's life from his abductors. And let me finish by saying, Dennis is unbroken, the Hustler Nation spirit is unbroken, and we want to tell the state, we shall not be coerced to support any state project, not by threats to our lives, not by threats to violence. Nothing will break the Hustler Nation.